Welcome back to the Daily Dispatch with your hosts, Tyler and Alex. Today, we're diving into an intriguing topic that Alex has in mind, focusing on unexpected frustration. So, Alex, what are we exploring today?
Well, Tyler, so I've been for the last 4 or 5 months traveling around in an RV, and it's been a big goal of mine. And part of that has been the process, or in order to be able to do this, I've needed to book campsites in advance. And I've now traveled all up and down the East Coast, and I'm just heading into the Deep South. I booked a spot for 2 nights, and as I'm giving the attendant on the phone my information, give her my address, give her my phone number, email, and then I say, "Oh, I don't think I have my credit card available." She goes, "Oh, actually, for security purposes, I'm going to send you a link. You can open that up and pay through that. That way we keep your card secure." I was surprised. I hadn't thought about card security in terms of giving people my credit card information over the phone. And it snapped for me. This is an unexpected frustration. This is an example of when in communication with somebody new, some problem arises that we didn't even think we had before. And I love how this can be applied to recruiting.
That's a really interesting point, Alex. It seems like this encounter with unexpected frustration ties back to communication and how often we overlook potential issues like card security in this case. So, how do you see this relating to recruiting?
Well, I think that the way it relates to recruiting is that sometimes our candidate pools don't have frustration. They're people who are treated well. Maybe they're paid well and they're in good culture or whatever, right? Sometimes it's just the case that your candidate pools aren't frustrated. So the tactic that you can do is introduce a frustration to that candidate pool in order to dislodge people, get people to go, "Hey, wait, I didn't know I had that problem," or "I didn't know that I could get this benefit or that opportunity." The way to take them from the state of disinterest in a potential role to frustration in their current role and openness to something new.
Ah, I see. So you're suggesting that by highlighting potential frustrations or areas where candidates might be lacking in their current roles, you can make them more open to considering new opportunities. That's a pretty strategic approach. How would you go about identifying and leveraging these hidden frustrations during the recruitment process?
Well, okay. I would say we got to go back to the course that we're building. But the point that I'm trying to get across here is that sometimes the frustrations that you've identified as potential aren't enough to dislodge somebody. And one tactic that you can do is to basically introduce a new frustration that they might not have known that they had, right? Everybody anticipates that a recruiter is going to reach out and say, "Hey, I got an opportunity that's going to pay you more," right? But how many are coming to them, reaching out and saying, "Hey, I got an opportunity that, yeah, it's going to pay you more." But really what's interesting is that our client has a tremendous project management system that's going to enable you to have to only work from 8 to 5. There's not going to be any more of this on-call 24/7 nonsense.
Got it. So it's about digging deeper and finding those pain points that aren't immediately obvious, then presenting solutions that candidates might not have considered. This approach can really shift their perspective and make them more receptive to, to new opportunities. Would you say this strategy requires a more personalized approach in recruitment conversations?
No, I think this is about when you're going to market with an opportunity, thinking about what you're going to do to get people's attention. And sometimes the way that you do it is, do what this RV park did. Introduce a new dynamic that got me thinking about all their competition in a new way. Every time I give out my credit card now to an RV park, I'm going to be thinking, why don't they use an automated payment method?
Glad to hear that, Alex. It's a fresh way to look at the recruitment and making the opportunities stand out. Thanks for sharing that insight. Do you think there are other areas where this approach of introducing unexpected frustrations could be applied?
Yeah, I do. But I think we've covered up ground for this episode. Let's wrap it.
Sounds good, Alex. Thanks for sharing your insights today. It's been a fascinating discussion. Until next time, take care.